Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl, coming in live to talk to you about the daily lead flow formula. My promise to you is I'm going to teach you how to generate 100 leads in the next 30 days without spending any money. So if that sounds good to you, you are definitely in the right place. And when it comes down to it, it always comes down to this whole issue of lead generation. And what I've noticed is that maybe you're getting some traction, you're getting some comments, you're getting people interacting with your social media. You guys you've really evolved and grown when it comes to getting the results with your social and being more consistent and learning about personal branding and content buckets. Like I've seen you guys evolve in that area over the last few years. But what I'm noticing is that you are struggling to generate the right kind of leads and you're struggling to attract potential buyers to you. And how do you actually close that conversation? So I wanted to put this together for you guys because without daily lead flow, without those leads coming in every day, your business is gonna not be awesome. And we know that obviously things are always constantly changing online, on social media, in the world. And we do see that direct effect here for those of us that are building personal brands through social media. So if you feel as though you're struggling, this year isn't going the way that you thought it was, just know, or thought that it was going to go, just know that that's part of the process. It's part of being an entrepreneur, is navigating the ups and downs. I can tell you it's been almost a roller coaster since I started online in 2017. And even before that, back in 2011, for 6 years, I struggled. But once I started making money in 2017 and hit 6 figures in 2018, and then 7 figures in 2020, there's been huge swings. We've always been able to maintain breaking at least $1 million each year. However, the way that money has come in, the type of clients we're working with, the offers that we're making, it's changed a lot over the years. And our ability to just be nimble and notice things and look at everything through a marketing lens, which comes very naturally to me, has allowed us to be able to be profitable and to be successful. And I want to share that with you. I want to help you to be able to get a grip when it comes to feeling confident with your daily leads. So say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from, city, state, province, country. I would love for you to hit that share button if you feel called to do so. If you have entrepreneurs in your audience, if you have small business owners in your audience, if you know there are people out there who are also struggling, or maybe they're getting some leads, but they're not getting the right leads. And I really don't know anyone who doesn't want more leads. So you could probably just hit the share button and let people know that we are indeed going live. So happy to see you guys in the comments. Hey, Amber, Mary, Abby, Stephanie, what's up, guys? Excited to have you here. Shout out to Mary representing on YouTube. I love seeing that. Hey, Deborah. All right. So tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being generating 100 new leads in the next month, easy peasy for you. So put a 10 in the comments. If you're like, Kimberly, I'm here just to hang with you. I love learning from you. I'm generating new leads every single day. I feel really good in this area. Put a 10. If you're somebody who maybe this is you're newer to this, you don't really know how to get the leads coming in, you're not getting the right leads, you're going to want to put a 1, a 2, a 3. A lot of you are probably somewhere in the middle where you are getting some leads, it's not consistent, or you are getting those leads, yet they're not converting. They're not the right clients. They're telling you they don't have enough money, or they keep kicking the can down the road and they're not actually committing to saying yes and taking that next step with you. So go ahead and put on a scale 1 to 10, where are you at when it comes to your daily lead gen? Do you feel confident that you can attract and generate 100 new leads in the next 30 days? So it just breaks down. I'm going to break the whole thing down for you. It's completely doable. That's the exciting part, is you need to learn how to generate 3 to 4 new leads per day to hit those numbers. Put a word in the comments to describe to me what that would be like for you if you could generate 100 new leads every single month. Put a word in the comments to describe what that could be like for you, that you could just confidently go about your social media efforts, go about your business, being able to focus on your money-making activities, build really solid relationships, welcome new people into your offers, and keep those clients year after year after year. That's the goal. The goal isn't just to have somebody buy your $17 low ticket product and you never see them again. That's not the goal. The goal is a long-term sustainable business and brand. And that's going to start with you feeling confident, being able to generate those leads every day. So Nikki says it would feel like a blessing, you know, to be able to generate that every day. It would feel like a blessing to her. Serafina says that would be a game changer. Yes, I love that you said that. Those are beautiful words to describe what that can be like for you to be able to confidently generate 100 new leads every single day. Now, when it comes to being able to do this, the real reason content isn't converting, it's typically not even visibility. For some of you, it is visibility. You need to work on getting out there, getting it, you know, making a name for yourself, letting people know who you are and all of that. But it's the direction, okay? It's the direction of being able to have people come in and be able to guide them into the right offer container that you have. So instead of trying to post just to post, you're going to be posting not for attention, not for vanity metrics, but for intent. Your goal is when you're posting your content, your intent, intentional, is to be able to generate leads on a daily basis and guide those people into your ecosystem. Does that feel good to you? Thinking about bringing people into your world, bringing them into your offers, having them be able to go into that continuum of working with you because they're going to grow. You're going to grow and they're going to grow. And you're going to be able to guide them along that journey. That's really the customer journey. So I want you not to think about posting more, okay? I want you to think about posting with intention, knowing that you're going to be pulling these people to you. You're going to track them to you, and you're going to guide them to the right offer. And that way, you know that when you put social media content out there and you're doing your weekly signature content that you always hear me talking about, hey, Sarah, that you're going to be drawing to you the exact people you want to work with instead of the same people you've been seeing for years and years and years that aren't buying anything from you. You're like, what am I doing wrong, right? And you just keep posting, and nothing is changing. You've got to change. You've got to change your method. You've got to change the intention around your content and understanding the difference between, you know, what a lead actually is and what it isn't. So let's talk about that, okay? A lead is somebody who is qualified. You may not know if they're qualified until you talk to them in Messenger, okay? That's going to happen. You're naturally going to have some people where you think they're qualified and they're not. But a lead is somebody who could purchase your product or your service, become a client, become a customer, and they are drawn to you through your social media, through your signature content, through your email marketing, through your lives, whatever it is that you're doing to grow your business. And they are genuinely interested in what you have. They are genuinely, like, they are able to self-identify that they are the person you are talking to. So when I talk about the brand connect method, you guys have heard me talk about this over and over again over the years. The brand connect method, we have brand clarity. The brand clarity, this is where you are so clear in the way that you speak, who you are, who you serve, how you help those people, that they can self-identify. They know right away, I'm for Deborah, Deborah's for me, Sarah's for me, Nikki's for me. Oh my gosh, I want to know more. I want to work with her. You'll get DM messages where someone will say, hey, I've been watching your content. I've been reading your stuff. I've been listening to your videos, and I'd love to know more about XYZ. Or I wonder if you could help me. You are going to get messages like that when you do this the right way. A lead is somebody who can become a client or a customer. A follower is not a lead, okay? There are people who are following you. There are people who are friends with you that they like you as a person, right? They support you. That you are absolutely going to have lots and lots of followers that are not leads. So we want to learn how to attract the leads from our followers. Think of it as sifting and sorting, okay? So you've got this, you know how people, they'll take and they're sift and sort, like say they have a bunch of rocks and they're looking for gold or whatever, you can get that visual. Okay, you're sifting and sorting, you're looking for the gold. There's gold out in your audience right now, amongst your follower list, amongst your friends list on Facebook, whatever platform you're on, there is gold there. But you have to be able to pull the gold out. And the way to pull the gold out is the way that you're showing up on social media. It's the authority, okay? It's your brand authority. Let me know in the comments, do you feel like you have brand authority? Let me know in the comments, do you feel like you have brand authority? If you're not sure, you probably don't have brand authority. If you're like, no, I have brand authority. I absolutely position myself as an expert in my space. People look up to me. I'm teaching, I'm educating. I'm absolutely a mentor for my people. They see me as somebody that they can go to for guidance. Hi, Sherry. Okay. So I want you to answer that question. Do you have brand authority? If you don't have brand authority, you need to establish that. Okay. So, I'm going to teach it to you. I've got you covered, but that is what you need to do. If you're sitting here right now going, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, you need to establish brand authority. There are too many people out there who are posting content. They do the same thing that you do. How do you stand out? How do you get somebody to want to work with you and give you money, that you pay you money for you to coach them or purchase a course from you or join your network marketing business? How do you do that? You do that with brand authority. Okay. So a lead is not a follower. A lead is not a lurker. Okay. Does anyone else have any looky-loos? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The looky-loos. They're just hanging around lurking. They view every single story you have. They're always liking all your stuff. Okay, that's not a lead. You have some looky-loos. They're not leads. They're not going to spend any money with you. They're not qualified. They're not actually even interested in what you have. Your job is to attract the leads to you and let the looky-loos keep looking and lurking. And the followers are there for support, which is great. Followers can refer you to others and they have a purpose. Lots of lookers. You're not alone. Okay. What you want to do is you want to focus on the leads. You want to focus on attracting the people who have money. And when I say have money, meaning they are willing to pay for what you have. They'll borrow money. They'll put it on a credit card. It doesn't mean they have, piles of cash around them. They have money, meaning they are willing to spend money with you. They are that motivated for change. They see you as somebody of authority, somebody that can help them. They look up to you. They know that you have the solution. And it is so clear with your messaging. And that's part of the Brand Connect method. Brand clarity is step 1. Step 2 is targeted messaging. Some of you are still writing content as if it was 2021 or 2017. You're writing content in a way that's attracting people who cannot afford to work with you. They're not even qualified. You're still saying the same thing you've been saying for years and years and years, yet you've evolved, you've changed, and they've evolved. The person you want to work with is different than the person you wanted to work with years ago because you've changed. And we grow, right? We grow in our desire to help a certain person. And it might just be in a different way, a different capacity, but you're going to want to look at that. Like, how are you writing your content? That's that targeted messaging. So vanity metrics can absolutely keep people stuck. So don't get hung up in that. Your job every day, okay? If you just get out like a whiteboard, a sticky note, a tracker, and telemark new leads. Think about it. 3 new leads a day in 30 days, that's 90. 4 new leads a day, 3 to 4 leads per day will average 100 leads over 30 days. 3 to 4 new leads will get you 100 new leads in 30 days. That's it. That's your focal point every day, all day. Okay. There are different leads. There are cold leads. What does this mean? This means you are DMing people and reaching out to people who look like leads. You don't know yet, but they look like a lead. Right? They look like your avatar. They look like somebody that you would want to work with. This is going to be people who are your friends on your friends list on Facebook, followers on Instagram, people in your Facebook group, connections on LinkedIn. They are cold leads. Okay. When you are newer and you don't have these leads coming in on autopilot through your social media content, you get in the driver's seat and you create leads, you create business, you reach out to people. And there's a whole nother training on how to talk to people who it's a cold lead, but you can. Okay. I literally can reach out to someone I do not know and I can strike up a conversation, ask a few questions to qualify them and invite them to take that next step with me. Okay. Warm leads are going to be people who have interacted with your content. So you put up a social media post and you say, hey, I know some of you have been struggling to lose weight. And I actually just did a metabolic reset. I know we have Amber on here. Just did a metabolic reset program for some of my clients in my studio. And I wanted to invite some of you to take part in it. And it's a way to just reset your metabolism, blast that fat. It's going to get you out of that rut. If you're somebody who's sitting here going, well, what I'm doing isn't working, just put reset below. When people comment reset, those are warm leads. Those are very warm leads. Okay. We don't know yet. We haven't told them about our program. They don't know the investment, but they are warm leads. Warm leads can also be people you've already talked to that the conversation halted and you need to re-engage it. Those are warm leads. Over time, those warm leads will go cold. Okay. If it's been, more than 3 to 6 months, they're going to go cold. Okay. And then buyer ready. Buyer ready leads are the best leads. The buyer ready leads are the ones that are ready to buy. They know the investment. They know that you can help them. They are ready. So when you have that, the buyer that's ready, you need to learn to close the sale. Okay. So you're going to have a time incentive. You're not going to tell them, yeah, here it is, and let me know. Okay. Do not say, let me know. Don't ever say, let me know. If you do, we're going to have a talk. Okay. Don't say, let me know. That's not authority. That's not posture. You need to step into authority as soon as humanly possible. So let me know in the comments how, when it comes to the leads that you are working with, would you say most of your leads are cold, warm, or buyer ready? Let me know in the comments. Are most of your leads cold, warm, or buyer ready? And I'm going to look at your question, Marilyn. Okay. Marilyn is asking, let's say I'm live on YouTube 3 times a week and got 45 new followers. How can I identify the leads in these people? Love that. Now, it's a little tricky on YouTube because it's not like you can go and have a DM conversation, right? But what you can do is when you go, which by the way, Marilyn, way to knock it out of the park going live on YouTube. That often, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a call to action in your live where they can qualify themselves. So for example, let's say you have a resource that they could opt into to be able to expand upon what you're doing in the live training. Have them click the link below or have them comment. I'd actually have them comment. Okay, I would have them comment. So they can put guide in the comments. Every single person who comments on your live saying guide are leads. And you have to qualify them, obviously, but they're kind of self-qualifying. Does that make sense? So I want you to lean into that, Marilyn, because my favorite platforms for really, really high quality leads, high quality buyers, ones that want to invest in like long-term coaching, come from YouTube and the podcast. So I would lean into that. Okay, so Brenda's saying mostly cold, Deborah's saying mostly cold, Kimberly's saying mostly cold. So you guys are amongst good friends here, right? Kim's saying cold. Okay. This is what I want you to understand. Everybody has to start somewhere with the cold leads. As you go and grow, you are going to generate the warm leads and get really good at generating the buyer ready leads. But to start out, you might need to reach out to cold leads, qualify them, and move them through your funnel. Okay. It's more of a lift, obviously, but you're going to get really good at identifying those people through maybe what you see on their social media, where it'll get to a point where you can almost intuitively sense that, you know what, this person looks like somebody I'd love to work with. Let's explore. And maybe nothing comes of it, but you guys can refer each other. I've had people who did not become clients, but they reached out to let me know that they were in a summit and they were looking for speakers. Would I like to come and speak? You know, it's like, that is so cool that can happen from just a random connection. And I see that a lot on LinkedIn for more of that high-end type of collaboration and referrals, but you can do it on any platform. Okay, so let's talk about the daily lead flow formula. So the framework I want to teach you is visibility, conversation, conversion, and consistency. For those that are on, by the way, or watching replay, I'm really proud of you because most people will, when it comes to rolling up their sleeves, sitting still for more than a 7-second reel, people find that very difficult. And then they wonder why they continue to struggle. So whether it's me or somebody else that you mentor under, I'm really proud of you guys because I'm going there. Okay. We're working on the things that you actually need to be doing to make money in your business every day. We're going there right now. And, you know, it's one of those things. How bad do you want this? You know, do you want this to work? Do you want to learn these skills? It looks like you guys do, which makes me really excited. Okay. So the daily lead flow formula, visibility, conversation, conversion, and consistency. So let's talk about part 1, which is visibility. With visibility, the key with this is that you need visibility that's going to pull the right people in. Okay. So what to post is, when you think about what you're posting, I want you to think about it this way. I want you to learn how to write your content. So the caption, the words, or doing like a live training like this, I want you to learn how to write it or say it in a way where you're talking directly to that person. So I can see you guys on here, obviously, and it's easier because I can interact with you. But when I'm writing a post, I'm thinking about Nikki, who is absolutely, and Kim and Deborah, I've worked with all of these ladies. They're absolutely my ideal avatar. So I'm thinking about Nikki when I'm writing that post. And I'm thinking about Nikki, sitting at her kitchen table in the morning, having some coffee, and she's just thinking about what she wants her life to look like with her business. And she's very faithful. And I know Nikki's thinking about how she can be obedient and how, the calling on her life that God has placed in her heart, but she doesn't know what that looks like. She doesn't know how to actually make that happen step by step by step to go beyond where she is right now, because she's had success in the online space with direct sales. I'm thinking about Nikki when I'm writing that post. What happens is, and Nikki, tell me if this is right, Nikki feels that. She feels it when she's reading it. She's like, oh my gosh, it's like Kimberly knows me. Yes, I need to know more about this. Okay. So when I'm writing that post to Nikki, I'm not thinking, ooh, I hope this goes viral. It's interesting because I've seen all kinds of swings with our reach and all the things. One of our biggest months last year, you guys, I was on vacation for most of July. I think I was home maybe a total of 6 or 7 days. We were with family, and then we went and visited my mom's family. I was just gone almost the whole month. So I wasn't really on social media too much. I was still posting because you guys know me, I post every day, but I wasn't going live a lot. We didn't have a bunch of launches, and it was one of our biggest months. So of last year, and why I mention that is I say it too. I'm like, all right, guys, let's get your reels going, right? We want to do that. We want to grow. We want to get in front of people, but don't lose sight of the fact that your job is to speak directly to that potential client or customer. Don't worry about the vanity metrics. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. You could have 100 people see your reel, and in that 100, the one, right? Jesus left the 99 to go to the one. You could have 100 people on that reel that thought, and there's one of the 100 that wants to work with you. That's your job. That's your job, is to pull that one person to you. And so what happens is you start to learn how to attract buyers to you instead of people who are browsing, people who are just reactively scrolling. You're going to attract them. They're going to be pulled to you. That's where the term attraction marketing originated from, was attracting people to you. A lead magnet is magnetizing a lead to you. That's where all that marketing language comes from. Okay. So let me give you a few things you can write down in your notes. I don't have a PowerPoint presentation for you guys. I wanted to keep it low key. I'm like, I'm just going to go live really quick. That's what I told the team. And then I put this whole thing together for you guys, because I was like, I can't just give them one thing to do. I need to tell them the whole plan. Okay. So there are 3 content angles that consistently generate leads. So you guys are going to want to write this down. Problem aware content. This is where you say what the problem is in the content. Okay. Very specific, guys. It cannot be, girl, I know you just want to shine your light bright. I mean, I say that to my kids every time I drop them off at school, but not for your lady, okay, or your man, or whoever you work for or work with. Problem aware content. Write the problem. Thank you, Nikki. Write the problem in the content. So for example, let's say I'm working with moms who are their kiddos are school age. They've stayed home to raise the babies, and now they're off to school. She wants something that she can do online. She wants a side hustle. She still wants to be really present with her kids. Okay. Her problem is that she has no idea what she's doing. She has no idea. I just actually met with a mom for coffee week before last, and that's what she said. She's like, I'm not working anymore. Kids are in school. I want to do something online, but I have no idea what to do. So there you go. That's a real life example. I'll say your kids are at school. You aren't going back to corporate. You want something you can do on the side, but still be there for your kids. You need something flexible and easy, but you don't know where to start. You're overwhelmed by all the choices. You want a proven system. Okay. That's problem aware, where you literally say their problem in the content where they go, oh my gosh, it's like she knows me. Okay. Second is identity-based content. Okay. The second type of content that generates leads is identity-based content. This would be something such as, if this resonates with you, just comment me below. You woke up this morning and you got your kids off to school, and you're sitting here at the kitchen table, sipping your very cold cup of coffee, asking yourself, now what? My whole identity has been wrapped up in these children, and now they're off to school. And I feel like I need something for me, but I don't even know what that could look like. And I want something that I can be fully present for my kids, but I want something for myself too. So if you're reading this right now, I was you, 8 years ago. And I'd love to walk alongside you and show you what that could look like. That's identity-based content. Okay. And 3 is decision-driven content. Decision-driven content is more in, this might've been in our group coaching call earlier today. It was, I thought it was one of you guys had commented, but it was one of our students, is where you, in the words, you're describing the person of where they're at with readiness to change and take action, decision-driven content. So example, for the mom out there who she wants to start something on the side, something easy, social media related, something online she can do. She can still be present for the kids, carpool mom, feels like a taxi driver going around. She wants to be present for the kids. And if this is you and you are ready to roll up your sleeves, get to work, and learn how to build a very part-time online business. And you want to know that next step. What does that look like for you? Just put me below. That's decision-driven content, where you're literally describing them getting ready to pull the trigger to go ahead and hire you as a coach, step into your offer, get your course, fill in the blank. Okay. And thanks for posting those, Nikki. So we have problem aware, we have identity-based content, and we have decision-driven content. So so you can start looking at this instead of worrying about how often to be posting. You can look at how you're posting, so that way you don't get burned out with your content. Okay. Part 2 is turning content into conversations. I know you guys want this part because actually the next one, we're going to convert the leads from the conversations, but this is just as important. So this is the third part of the Brand Connect method, is from your targeted messaging, from your content. You want to get people commenting, raising their hands, and then you're going to go into the DMs and you're going to make the dollars in the DMs. Okay. Now, if you guys are not selling in the DMs, I do want you to be selling the call and booking a call with them. Okay. So that counts as well. If you can book a call from the DMs, that's still selling because you're selling the call. You'll do the call with them and then make them an offer. So for part 2, turning content into conversations, DMs are the fastest path for you to make money. It's the fastest path. If you're not comfortable in the DMs, you're struggling to get the leads to come over to Messenger, you have to master this skill set. So I want you to commit to that. So put, I am committed, Kimberly, put it in the comments. I want you to commit to that skill set. If you can make dollars in the DMs or book calls through Messenger, you will never struggle. You will never struggle because you have that skill. Okay. When it comes to Messenger, it's the closest thing you can get outside of a phone call or being on Zoom with them, right? And then obviously the closest next step would be obviously in person, which all of us here are building online brands. Okay. When you have that conversation in Messenger, I want you to switch to voice memo as soon as possible. And the reason why is because when you are typing back and forth, you are just another person that they're talking to. But when you switch to voice memo, they can actually hear your voice. It starts to deepen the relationship, and they may or may not switch to voice memo and they don't need to, but you want to do that. Okay. And if I voice memo and people type back, I still stay on voice memo. And I know for a fact that it has allowed me to build relationships with a lot of you faster than I would have been able to otherwise, because you can hear my heart, you can hear my personality, you can hear how heartfelt and authentic I am with hearing me. So I want you guys to lean on that. Okay. Hi, Gail. What's up? I want you guys to develop that skill. Okay. And when you have a piece of content, all of your content, it does not all have to have CTAs and calls to action, but the content you're creating, you want to follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you're offering value, right? But 20% of the time it's like a direct call to action. It's a direct prompt for people to comment to find out more about working with you. So it might be more of a lead magnet, a little more vague, or it might be more direct. But the mistake people make is they don't put calls to action in their content. They don't put that keyword having people, and by the way, the keyword needs to be specific. So if you put something like drop me below if you would like to reclaim your next level version of yourself, that's too vague. But if you say put reclaim below if you want to step into or if you want to hear more about my proven framework that is guaranteed to teach you how to generate 100 leads in 30 days, not spending any money on ads. People are like, I definitely want to know that. So you want it to be really specific based on your niche and what you do, okay? And you want to invite people into conversations without selling them. So don't make it a goal to get them in the DMs and sell them. I've actually had people say to me, this has happened many, many times. Kimberly, can you send me the link so I can go ahead and sign up or pay? Where do I pay? Like, it happens all the time because I'm not thinking about that. Okay. I want to work with them. I'm thinking about that. I'm not thinking about, here's the link, click this to pay. Like, I will, some of you can attest to this because I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about you and helping you and offering value and serving and like, hey, this is where you are. This is where you want to go. I can help you with that. So don't worry about selling. I just want you to get comfortable having conversations in Messenger and talking to people. Okay. Part 3, converting conversations into leads. So this is going to be the shift from selling to guiding. And what I mean by that is, as soon as you get people into Messenger, I want you to remember that you need to step into authority. You need to step into the role of mentor. It's also a skill set that you're going to want to develop along with just getting Messenger conversations happening. So yes, quality is important at first, quantity is important at first, but I want you to focus on the quality where you actually shift into guiding that person, giving recommendations, stepping into the expert in the relationship and establishing that authority. That's basically what authority means. It's the person, I don't want to say has the upper hand, but it's this person, the lead, is looking up to you. That's authority. They respect you. They look to you as somebody who can help them. That's who you want to become in Messenger right away. You want to take control of the conversation. You want to guide the process. You don't ever want to say, let me know, okay? And you want to offer value without overgiving. So you can provide a resource, give them a lead magnet, get them into your Facebook group, but you want to book a call. Okay. Your goal is to book that call. Your goal is to lead them to potentially getting on the phone with you or getting on Zoom with you. So you can find out a bit more about where they're at and talk about next steps as well. Okay. The part 4 is the daily non-negotiables. So this is where it works. This is where the daily lead flow comes into play, is when you can tie this into a non-negotiable. So you've probably all heard this before, but what's a non-negotiable? A non-negotiable is where no matter what's going on in your busy day, you're traveling, you're with family, you have, errands to run, you absolutely, non-negotiable, will commit to these daily money-making activities. Okay, daily money-making activities. So the first thing you want to do, no matter what, is you want to post with intention. Remember what we talked about. Okay, so we want to be writing our content or creating the reel or whatever it is that you're doing for your social media content. We want to do it with intention. We want to make sure that we're stepping into authority. We want to have conviction-led brand authority. That's also known as conviction marketing. So what does that mean? That's where your marketing, your social media content is in alignment with who you are, what you believe, the truth as far as things that matter to you. And you're sharing it in a way that people can sense your passion. They can tell you have conviction. It's so believable because it's who you are. It's not you going in a chat saying, hey, help me write a caption for today. Posting with intention is where it's your words. And if you need a voice memo into ChatGPT and say, this is what I want to write, it can help clean it up for you. That's fine. But it absolutely needs to be with intention. Okay. And this is something that absolutely people struggle with. And so I want you to work on that as well. So you want to post with intention. It's a non-negotiable. Then you want to start conversations. Sometimes the conversations will happen naturally because people are interacting with their content, and sometimes it doesn't. You're going to have ebbs and flows. You're going to have time when your content's popping, the algorithm's in your favor. You're just in the zone and it's all happening. That's great. We love that. There are times it's inevitable. Have you guys had this happen before where things are going really well with your social and then it just falls down and you start second guessing and doubting and you're like, what am I doing wrong? I'm here to let you know, because I've been around the block for a long time on social media. That's normal. The algorithm ebbs and flows. It almost does like a reset, and suddenly it's not showing your content to anybody. You just need to keep going and double down your efforts, okay? So you're going to post with intention. You're going to start conversations. You're going to reach out in the DMs and say, hey, Kim, I hope you're doing amazing. I saw that we've been friends on Facebook for some time here and haven't connected. I saw that you were in the horse industry. It looks like you have a ton of experience in helping others be able to train and work with their horses. That's awesome. I'd love to hear more about your business. How long have you been doing that? So Kim's going to reply back, and I'm going to build a relationship with her. If I can tell that she is somebody who's a good fit to work with, I'm going to say that to her. I'm not going to say, hey, well, I'd love to be your coach. I'm not going to say that. But I'm based on her response. Hi, Stella. Based on her response, I'm going to say, well, I work with a lot of, online female entrepreneurs just like you. And I'd love to chat more about you building up your online presence and you generating leads from your content and really, stepping into authority in your space. You have all this experience. I'd love to talk more about that. Would you be open to chatting? And if she says, yes, I would, because I'm sitting here, I need help. And here you appear magically, right? I'm going to book a call with Kim. Okay. So how many calls have you guys done in the last, we'll say this month so far, since it's the 10th? It's a shorter month for us. And by the way, don't feel bad. If it's zero, it's zero. Don't feel bad. This isn't to make anyone feel bad. I want you to start measuring that of how many calls you're doing, because we work in our coaching programs. We have clients that come in that want to be coaches or consultants, and they've never had clients before. Okay. They come in, we teach them how to book those calls, and then they get clients. That's literally it. Every single one of them that did not have clients got their first client by doing a call. So there you go. So this is your goal. Okay. If it's 0, 1, 2, 3, I want you guys to work on getting 3 to 5 calls booked between now and the end of the month. Okay. And if you are in our group coaching programs, I will be diving in more into this. Okay. That's what I want you to focus on. Okay. Get the calls booked, because the calls will lead to the clients, and learning how to do that. Obviously, that's a big part of it, right? So you're absolutely going to want to do that. So posting with intention, getting the leads to you, starting conversations with people who are not engaging right now. So that's the cold messaging, not spamming, but starting to strike up a conversation. And then the follow-up. I don't want to forget to mention the follow-up. Who here knows that the fortune is in the follow-up, but are struggling to keep it all straight? You're struggling to keep it all straight. You don't have a good system in place, right? Listen, okay. Who here has done sales before, like old school sales? I sold real estate when I was really young. They gave me the phone book. You guys remember the yellow phone book? They literally, I didn't know the area. I didn't have any relationships. So they're like, here's a phone book. Okay. When I sold Cutco cutlery knives, I called people I didn't know to book demos and sold knives to people I didn't know. And my last corporate job, I was in charge of community outreach. So I had to go door to door. Literally, I had to spend a couple hours every day. No wonder I was depressed. And I had to go door to door to businesses and try to pitch them about our health club. Yeah. Okay. So this is the thing, guys. When you're on commission only, which you all are, congratulations, you're all on commission only, running your own business, you learn, especially like that's your career, you learn really quickly to get very good at follow-up. If you're not good at follow-up, you're going to constantly be grinding. You're going to burn out. You're going to be missing all these opportunities. And we all know that initial conversation with people. So let's say you do the call with them, that initial conversation, a certain percentage will convert. When you're newer, most of them won't. The key is the follow-up with them. I know for a fact that the ladies that come into our programs, that was not the first interaction with them. We can see all of their history in our back office. We can see that they grabbed a lead magnet, maybe bought a low ticket product, participated in our free boot camps, which put boot camp in the comments if you haven't registered yet. This is starting on Monday. We haven't done the wealth code boot camp, and I've changed all the content for it because, I've changed. The wealth code boot camp, just put boot camp in the comments. We'll get you guys the link for it. But you guys have done the boot camps. You've done, something else, and then you come into our program. So it's not going to necessarily happen that first time. The follow-up is key. So you've got to be committed to that process. And you can't say, I don't know. You can't. Okay, do you want this? Like we talked about earlier, do you want it? You got to figure it out then. And you've got to find your own way. The way that I manage my leads isn't the same way that you're going to manage your leads, okay? Okay, so with that being said, I am going to share with you guys something really cool. So you guys are registered for the boot camp. Okay, awesome. So I know some of you are sitting here and you're going, okay, this all sounds awesome, Kimberly, but I don't actually have my brand dialed in. I actually don't know what my keywords would be. What are my calls to action? How do I get leads from my content? I don't really know what my brand authority is. I want this conviction-led brand authority like you're talking about, Kimberly. I want the brand. I want to be a mentor. I want to be seen as an expert. I want my social media presence to reflect what I want to offer people. How many of you want to be coaches? How many of you want to be coaches? How many of you want to be leaders in network marketing? You want to build a team, or you want to be a top affiliate marketer, or some of you want to have your own agency. We have clients that have social media agencies. They do branding for clients. They run all their back office, all of their tech stuff. There's so many different things that you can do online, right? But your social media presence isn't matching that. And you know that if you want somebody to spend $500, $1,000, $3,000, $5,000 with you, or join your network marketing team, your social media presence needs to match what that price point is, what that commitment is for them. Just because in this day and age, there are so many people who are online. There are so many people who do what you do. So I'm excited because we've never publicly opened this. And I was telling the team, you know what? I think it'd be really great. This is going to look really weird for a second here. It would be really cool to be able to really build out your brand for you. So if any of you are sitting here going, yes, Kimberly, I want you to build out my brand. Branding is my thing. And it naturally became my thing for me to build my own brand. But I have this way to see how a brand can be monetized. I have this way to be able to help people to grow and elevate their social media presence. It's just my gifting. And with this virtual branding packages I'm going to share with you guys right now, this is an opportunity for me to build out your brand, to get my mind on your business, to be able to get my expertise in a one-on-one customized capacity. So if you're sitting here going, I want to know more about this, I don't know if I could do it right now, Kimberly, and there are only a few spots for this because it's all custom, just put brand in the comments and we can send you over details. That way you know what the packages are, what the investment level is. Obviously, we might have a wait list for it at some point. So if it's a good fit for you, cool. If not, all good. And I'm going to share that with you guys now. So we have 2 levels. We actually have a micro experience as well. So I'm going to go over just these 2 with you right now. But just put brand in the comments. If you want to know more, we can send this over to you. So there are 2 packages. The brand builder bundle is the first level. And this is really for that entrepreneur who needs to confidently build their brand message. So in their brand presence, I should say, they need a brand that pops. They need a brand that people stop the scroll. They need their stuff to look good. You don't want your stuff to look janky. You know what I'm saying? But they also need clarity on their messaging. What's their unique value proposition? Why them? Why would people want to work with them? What is their keyword marketing? What are their offers? What does their lead magnet look like? Okay. So some of you need to start showing up like the authority that you are. You're not even showing up that way, right? But the whole idea of brand building is just frustrating and overwhelming. So with this package, this is what you're going to get. This is I want to say, I hate using the word magic, but this is where like the whole thing comes together. You are going to get a one-to-one brand planning session with me. It's 75 to 90 minutes. I mean, we go through it all. I have a whole process for this. We've done some of these privately for some of our students. And in this brand planning session, we're going to map out your entire brand, your content strategies down to your content pillars, branding buckets, your signature content, your offers, your lead magnet, all of it. So I don't tell you what it is, but I kind of just based on the interactive process, I'll pull it out of you and make sure that it's marketable. Okay. You're also going to get a visual on-brand photo shoot that looks like this. So we actually do virtual branding shoots for you, and they'll be on brand. They'll look fabulous. They'll look just like you. So there's an example of what that's going to look like. You're also going to get a custom branded mood board. So here's an example of one that we did for Natalie. I'll help you figure out your tagline and all of that. It's going to be on brand for you. Natalie's very girly and fun, but you might not be, right? So we'll figure all that out together. We'll do your logo for you. You're going to get your color palettes. You're going to get your mock-ups. so you can kind of see what this looks like, your textures, your fonts, all the things. Okay. So you're going to get that. Just put brand in the comments if you want to see the link for this. These are all clickable and you guys can check them out. You're also going to get a branded social media template stack. So we're actually going to design all your social content for you, which is incredible. You're going to get tons of it to work with. Stories, reel covers, carousel posts, highlight covers, social media graphics. So this is what that looks like. Let me just show you an example of Christina's. So we do all of this for you. So your stuff will actually look really good. It's going to pull people in. It's going to be able to allow you to really elevate who you're attracting through your social media content. So there's an example of some of that. You're also going to get a 90-day authority content calendar. So let me show you what that looks like. And with a 90-day authority content calendar, for this level, we do captions only. So this is what it looks like. Okay. So right here, let me see if I Okay, so this is an example. You'll get a custom Trello board. We'll put everything on here. But as you can see, we write out 90 days for you. We literally give you the actual caption for your content for that. So you don't have to sit there and think about it, right? It's your pre-written editable captions. And when we do our brand planning session, I actually program a specific ChatGPT bot that's just for my team and myself. That's in your voice. We have a way to do it. And we do that just for you. So it's just for our team to work with internally, but it's to make sure that when we write, who here's ever gotten generic captions and you're like, this is so not working, we write them for you custom. So that way it sounds like you. You're also going to get signature content strategy that has, and let me open this one up, that has 90 days of signature content topics and all the things. Okay, yes. So it's right here. Okay, see the column here. Let me make it bigger. See this column right here that says signature content strategy? When we do our one-to-one call, we're going to decide what your signature content is. And check this out. We're going to build out the name of it, whether it's a podcast, it's a YouTube channel, it's you going live every week on Facebook. We're going to design the name of it. We're going to map out 12 weeks worth of titles, topics, outlines, the CTAs included. We literally build out your entire signature content strategy so you don't have to even worry about it or think about it, okay? Also, I'm going to personally write your bio for you, your Instagram and Facebook bio. You do get that right away. So here's an example of what it looks like. She chose these ones, but you get 3 for Facebook, 3 for Instagram. These are high converting bios that I'll personally write for you, and you can use those right away. You're going to get 3 lead magnet templates with the first package. So let me show you an example. This client was in the health and wellness space, but we give these to you. They're already done. They're beautiful. You get 3 of them. So that way you can just flip those right away and start using those immediately. You're also going to get a digital custom brand book. And here's an example of what that looks like. This is one that we did for Nicole. So then you just have everything digitally in one space, in one place. And what's great about that is you can actually give that to a virtual assistant and they already have all of your brand assets, okay? And a bonus Trello board, like I showed you guys, you're gonna get that as well. So this is called the Brand Builder Bundle, okay? So if you're interested in this one, just put builder in the comments. The other one I'm going to show you is a bigger package, and it has everything that we just went over in it, okay? So this one is the Ultimate Brand Authority Package. So it's everything we just talked about. And then this one comes with Done For You Custom Lead Magnet. So let me show you what it looks like. Here's an example of Michelle's that we did for her. Look at how gorgeous this is. They are responsive, animated, totally customized. They just look so good. So you're going to get this awesome lead magnet. And guess what? We're going to design all of it for you. So you don't have to make the lead magnet. Here's an example of another one. You don't have to make the lead magnet. We'll actually make it for you. We put a few items in these, so they're really high value and people definitely want them. Okay. So here's an example of another one that we did. I mean, just seriously take the wheel, right? Okay. So that is the Done For You Custom Lead Magnet. We do the landing page, thank you page. We log into your back office and we build everything out for you. This bigger package is like, you're literally launched. Okay. The other one's awesome too. This one is just, it takes it to the next level. We're also going to write out all of your emails for you for that lead magnet that we built out. You're going to get a personal brand voice and messaging guide. I don't have an example of this one to show you, but basically we're going to create something that you could hand off to a VA so that they have your brand voice and messaging and they can help you with your content and whatnot. You're going to get a done for you 90-day authority content package. So for this one, let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so for this one, this package, we do 90 days of content for you with the caption and an image to go with it. See where it says attachments? It has an image of you or a graphic or a reel. So if you give us some footage to work with, we'll go ahead and actually create the reels for you. So this is like truly 90 days of content done for you. Imagine being able to just do your business. You know, everything that I talked about with generating leads, that takes work. It takes work to have conversations. It takes work to book calls. I understand that. And that was why we put this together. So it's just taken care of for you. Okay, so for the done for you 90-day authority content package, captions are written. We do the graphics, reels, all of that. With this package, you get a call, a quarterly call with a team member, Goal Digger team member once a quarter. And then, and you just redeem those as you go. And then you also get private Slack. We can do not Slack, Voxer access or Messenger with me. Okay. So that way you're getting that accountability. You're getting that coaching from me. 90 days. You get 90 days of direct access. So this package sounds exciting to you, or you're like, oh my gosh, I want all of that. Just put ultimate in the comments and we can get you the details on that one. And these are limited. We can obviously just have a couple of clients that we work with at a time, but we would absolutely love to work with you guys. So let me know in the comments, brand builder or ultimate or either. Oh, Michelle, that is so funny. Our famous Michelle, one of our true OG goal diggers. She's a very easy person to work with because she's awesome and her stuff is very marketable. So I'm glad we could showcase you, Michelle. Go follow her, by the way. She's awesome. So this is these are your options: brand builder or ultimate. I'm going to say we can probably take on 2 or 3 clients to work with. So once you put which level you'd like to come in at, or we can send over the page with both options so you can see the investment for that. Perfect time of the year to do this, by the way, because I know a lot of you have refunds coming. So take your tax refund, invest back in your business. So that way, not only it's a tax write-off, but obviously it can allow you to be able to really put that next step forward to be able to show up really powerfully as well. And if you have a question on any of it, you're like, I don't know what's best for me, I want you to message me. And I want you to say, Kimberly, just be straight up with me. Look at my social for me. Let me know what platforms you guys are on if it's beyond Facebook. And I want you to say, be honest with me. What do you recommend? And I will shoot you straight. You never have to wonder with me. If your stuff's looking janky, I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to say it with love, because it doesn't work anymore, guys, to have stuff that just doesn't match. And it just looks, you got to have that curb appeal. You've got to have that. It's not just the graphics, but it is, people do judge the book by their cover. And when it comes to branding, you absolutely want to put your best foot forward of how you're showing up visually. And you know, it's really cool. This is my favorite part about these packages. 9 times out of 10, and the time it doesn't happen is because they're already clients and they're already doing it. 9 times out of 10, when I've done these packages, after we do our one-to-one call, because it takes us time to create these custom graphics for you and all your social media, 9 times out of 10, I have chills. After the call, I will hear from the client that they start posting on their own because they got so much clarity from our one-to-one call. They now know what to do. It's the coolest thing. Like, we haven't even done their social media for them and they're just off to the races. It's just the best. So yeah, if you're feeling like you're missing the mark, you're stuck, your brand just it doesn't have that authority, right? But that posture, that power that you want to have to really have that presence on social, definitely look at one of the virtual branding packages. We do have a micro version of that if you just need that time with me to talk it through, where we don't really do much of the custom work. Just message me about that. Okay. I just want to keep it simple for today's call. So with that being said, this is your homework. I want you to work on your lead gen process. I want you to work on non-negotiable money-making activities every day, having outbound conversations happening. You're reaching out to people, but working on your social media to get the leads to come to you. And then follow up, have a good follow-up system in place, and then get yourself registered for the Wealth Code Bootcamp. It starts on Monday. I am very interested in you creating wealth, but I'm more It's more important to me that you learn how to build wealth. And that is going to come from an identity shift. You need to see yourself as somebody who is abundant, who is prosperous, who is wealthy. You need to see yourself as somebody who that's your God-given right. And so many people have hangups around that. They have old money issue, money trauma. They have a lack mentality. They were raised that money is not a good thing, or they were always fearful that there wasn't going to be enough. Or as an adult, how does it feel as an adult when you make bad decisions with money, right? If you guys didn't know, I was in 6 figures of debt. I racked up all my credit cards. I had to take some class about being good with credit, and it's permanently on the bottom of my credit report. True story. Now my credit score is like 849, but I've been there. I've almost been evicted from my apartment when I was in my 20s. Like, I understand. I do with all my heart and soul. I get it. And that was the past. We're not looking that way. We're looking this way. So if you really want to step into abundance, prosperity, recalibrate to that wealth frequency that is our God-given right, then that boot camp is for you. So thank you guys so much for being on. You guys, I just missed you. I was in Angel Fire. We have a place there that we rent out. We got to spend some time. I don't ski anymore, but I do drive the family to the drop off and pick them up. So we did that every single day, but missed you guys. It's always good to be back in the house. So glad to see you guys. If you have any questions, reach out, and hopefully we'll see you inside the branding packages. For sure, we'll see all of you in the boot camp. Thanks for watching. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. We'll see you soon.